welcome to our session. I will do a quick round of introduction of my panelists, and then we will take it from there. That's Saurabh, who's headed and managed Facebook and Meta out of Asia for a long time, and then he's moved out and built his own venture. I would like you to give a 30-second quick intro, and then I'll switch to it.
Thanks, Abir. It's exciting to be here. What a venue and amazing energy here. I'm Saurabh. I'm co-founder of Verix. In one line, we are building the future for verification in the age of AI on a blockchain platform.
Thank you. Next on my panel is Noor, very enterprising lady. I think one of the most strongest personality I've made in quite some time. She juggles with many businesses. I'll let her do a quick introduction, but her favorite is in galleries of art and other forms of businesses, financial side of businesses. I'll let her do a quick introduction.
I'm here. I'm very excited about this event, the CEO of the creator.
Thank you.
And I'm in the field of the oil and petrol, and the financial and finance, and also in the art, and also construction.
Thank you. Next up is George, old friend. I think he spends more time speaking at events than doing anything else, or in the flight. He does, I think, maybe 150, 200 sessions in a year. But he comes with immense knowledge about blockchain ecosystem and ecosystem of how to bring in businesses and build things. I will let him do a quick introduction for himself.
Okay, first, good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. Thanks to the 1 Billion Summit, Future Foundation, and the organizers. My name is Jorge Sebastião. I'm kind of like a modern technologist, Vasco da Gama, going around the world, getting people to understand technology and how to use it properly. I've been in technology for 35 plus years, but in the latest we focus on the technologies that matter today. So that implies things like artificial intelligence, like my colleague in blockchain, a cloud, 5G, telecommunications. But the most important thing today is to focus on the end user, and the end user are the followers, like the 1 billion followers. And the idea is that if you want your project to be successful, you need to build an ecosystem around that project. And that's what we're doing with something called EcoX, which we created 8 years ago here in the region. EcoX stands for ecosystem, X for connections, very similar to X in Twitter. Yeah, that was before Twitter, so we got it right. And the idea is that we want the end users to benefit from the knowledge that comes, and then drive adoption by creating community.
Thank you. Next up is Nasser, another very interesting friend of mine. He's headed cybersecurity and intelligence for NEOM in Saudi, which is, I think, the most known project everywhere in the world. He's built a lot of stuff. He's right now building something very interesting in the AI agent ecosystem, which are going to basically replace all and any kinds of managers. And that's the structure that he's operating on. I'll let him do a quick introduction of himself before I fire up some more questions.
Good evening, everybody. And thank you for having us here. Thank you to the 1 Billion Followers Summit for agreeing to have us as well. Nasser Boston. I'm originally from the UK. I am the founder of Sage AI. We are focused on building agent-based AI systems, that is autonomous software agents that will be able to do autonomously pretty much anything, most functions that you would find in an organization or as an individual would be able to do. Backed off by large language models and backed off by things like video generation, content creation, that kind of stuff. So our initial and immediate focus is on building AI agents for content creators. So not replacing content creators, but helping them, augmenting them, making them have the ability to build content that's going to be, very groundbreaking. So yeah, thank you.
I'll actually continue with you.
Yeah.
Why don't you, like what we were discussing backstage, why don't you give a little bit of an insight on a creator ecosystem, kind of an agent bot ecosystem.
Sure.
Of how do you see creators being able to use these AI agents for doing different activities? I know it will also be used in corporate and private and securities and mass operations like airports and stuff like that, but how will a creator be able to leverage this, and how soon are we going to see these things coming in the market?
Sure. We're all familiar with large language models, with the likes of ChatGPT and the capabilities that they're showing, which is not just now text generation, but video generation, image generation, this kind of thing. All of that is available to content creators today, but the issue most content creators will be facing is that they've got to have the ability to have a team around them that's able to, as quickly as possible, understand the latest trends that are going on out there, and create content that's going to be compelling enough to generate the kind of audience viewing figures that they want to do. So our idea is to build what we call a multi-agent system. So it's not going to be a single agent that does everything for a content creator. In the same way as you would recruit a team to do, say, marketing and content generation, that kind of thing. We will also build agents that will both work individually, depending on what function you want them to do, but also collaborate in effectively what we call a swarm, an agent swarm, that can fully collaborate and cooperate with each other to do pretty much anything that we need those agents to do. So examples of that would be content creation itself and research into the types of content that need to be generated for any given content creator. Content editing, so if the creator themselves has built something already, they can ask the agent to look it over, utilize its technology, its expertise to sort of edit and update and sort of refine that content creation. It can do this in multilingual, multiple languages as well, which is going to be very powerful indeed. Imagine being able to create a single piece of content that the agent is then able to translate instantaneously into any language that you want to, and deploy that across any platform that you want it to do as well. And the scheduling and publishing side of it is going to be super important. So there will be an agent, or actually a series of mini agents that will all collaborate to help you with your publishing and your scheduling. So let's say you've got a piece of content, you want to deploy it on platform X or platform Y, but you want to do it at different times because you want to hit different types of demographics, then the agent will do that for you. It will understand it, it will autonomously deploy that. And then finally, really, there's the other side of it, which is really more about predictions and predictive analytics. One of the agents that we will develop will basically have the ability to look at emerging trends before those trends are actually known to the wider public, right? So utilizing patterns in data, utilizing the other analytic capabilities that it's got access to. It's able to work with the content creator to say, look, I'm seeing an emerging trend here, and I believe that we need to create a piece of content that is X, Y, or Z, and effectively allow the content creator to get ahead of the rest of the market, as it were. So that's kind of very high level nutshell of the kind of things that we're expecting these agents to be able to do. And as I said earlier, they can all collaborate with each other. They're not going to work in isolation. They will fully work together in a swarm capacity. And in terms of timescales, I would say within the next 6 months, we'll see the first of those agents being deployed and available. And then there'll be a roadmap of each agent, additional agent coming on very, very rapidly after that. So this is not a long-term, distant future vision. This is something that's happening now.
That's amazing, I mean, and I really look forward to that because we at New Media Holding